Magnesium supplements? You've mastered the basics. Now it's time to optimize. If you're serious about dialing in your health, upgrading your magnesium isn't optional. It's the key to leveling up your whole body. That's where Solaray Magnesium Glycinate comes in. MagGly from the #1 magnesium brand in health food stores. Solaray has a 50-year legacy of delivering quality and trust in every capsule. Each ingredient is triple tested for identity, purity, and potency in Solaray's GMP certified facility in Ogden, Utah. That means what's on the label is what's in your bottle. No guesswork, just premium MagGly. Plus, it's chelated in-house for powerful muscle, bone, and relaxation support that's designed for optimal absorption and gentle digestion. It's the upgrade your routine's been waiting for. Shop Solaray Magnesium Glycinate on Amazon or Solaray.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Busted appliance? This is your sign to upgrade. Shop at Lowe's to get up to 35% off and next day delivery on hundreds of major appliances. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 3/18 while supplies last. Selection varies by location. Order by 4 p.m. Available Monday through Saturday. Subject to availability. Fees, exclusions, and restrictions apply. See Lowe's.com/appliance delivery for more details.
Visit your nearby Lowe's on East 17th Avenue in Hutchinson.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
New year, new you? Begin at loseweightnow.co and make this the year you finally feel in control. With Orderly Meds, access proven GLP-1 tirzepatide starting as low as $149 a month. It's simple, doctor-guided, and delivered right to your home so you can finally focus on feeling healthier and more confident. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Reminiscence, a mission, this day and age. Kelly and Thelma, and we're turning the page. We're talking family matters, it's about those times. Telling what happened, read between the lines. Come on by with Kelly and me. Welcome to the family. Take us out, Kelly. Woo! Welcome to the family, y'all. Welcome.
I'm Kelly.
And I'm Thelma.
And in the 90s, we both started a sitcom called Family Matters.
That's right. And for today, we rewatched season 1, episode 16, The Party. Now, It was written by Alan Eisenstock and Larry Mintz and directed by Richard Rich Carell.
Correct.
It aired on February 2nd, 1990. Now, what was happening on the charts then, Kelly?
Well, the #1 song on the Billboard R&B singles charts was still I'll Be Good to You by Quincy Jones.
Oh.
And the #1 album on the Billboard R&B album chart was still Back on the Block by Quincy Jones.
Oh, he was doing it.
Oh, that album was the bomb.
Yeah,
and it featured some like really incredible artists like Tevin Campbell, Shaka Khan, Ray Charles, I'll Be Sure, James Ingram, El DeBarge, and a whole bunch of other folks.
Oh, most of them were fine, too. I just throw that in because, I noticed.
Okay.
Let's get into this juicy episode, which was a vacation for the grown folk.
Right.
And we got to vacay in the car.
And honey, this was written by some white people because ain't no black people gonna have no party when they parents out of town, knowing their parents gonna sneak up on them and shop.
Because we lie all the time. Yeah, I'm gonna be gone for 3 days. Come back in a half hour.
Exactly. and got Mother Pearl sitting in the window looking across the street ready to call you as soon as somebody cut up.
Girl, there's a whole bunch of cars at your house. I don't know what's going on. Keep cutting in and out. I think the police over there too.
Right. My mother be, I'll be right back. Don't you worry about it.
Right. I'd be like, I never really left.
So in the cold open, we've got Urkel attempting to, and I have to emphasize attempting to dance like Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Bobby Brown, right? We go back to this all the time, but they were so cheap about certain things.
And then they'll go and license the song and the video. I mean, the song wasn't enough.
Song in the country.
And then, and then when it's time for y'all to party, it's like janky time. Where did they dance somebody on a synthesizer on the side playing music for y'all, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, that was so crazy.
Well, anyway, the adults, they were going to Carl's older brother's 40th birthday party.
How many brothers Carl got?
She said she had 5, right? 5 boys?
Oh, my God.
5 boys.
And we have met not one of them.
No, I think one of them came on in a later episode.
Oh, well, see, they kicked me off the show by then, so I didn't.
Kicked, as in you left.
I was redirected. I did not leave. I was redirected.
Right. Anyway.
And Mother Winslow, does she like Carl?
That's what I thought.
I was like,
did she have a favorite son? Did that ever come up?
I thought it was Frank, but I think it's whoever treated her good the last time she was with him.
But she always lived with Carl, so that's deep.
Well, you know, he's still trying to get that love. He's still trying to be number one with somebody, anybody.
Yeah. Right, not even the wife, right? Way to go, Carl.
I mean, Mother Winslow, when he's trying to explain to her that it was a roast, you know, like they did, like Daryl did, and she's
right.
Yeah, but when Daryl did it, it was funny. It was just like
she had some time.
Harriet. I mean, now, Carl, before I split a gut, it's just like sarcasm was alive and well at the Winslow house.
She was so good at it too.
Oh, she was so good. But when I watched the show, I was thinking maybe Mother Winslow didn't really like Carl as much as we thought. She rags on him this whole episode. But Carl, of all people, is nervous about leaving the kids. Now, what happened to your mama? Because you know your mama. Ain't no way in God's green earth that your mama would be leaving your brother in charge of the house.
But I also had to think about it because this is a time when black people invented latchkey kids, child. They put that shoestring around your neck with the one key. You better not let nobody in here. You walk home from school.
Not the shoestring, girl. That was real.
You know it.
But, you know, Eddie's into being an adult now. He's made a meatloaf. He's had some béarnaise sauce.
Béarnaise sauce.
Mm-hmm.
That was deep to me. So
I know.
How would they even get that?
And how would he even know the word?
That's what I'm saying.
Béarnaise. I mean, it just doesn't even make sense. Again, this is a writer show, so that's what that was about.
We see Eddie's friend Rodney shows up with pieces.
Mm-hmm.
So Eddie tries to follow Carl's instruction and tells Rodney to leave as soon as he comes over and eats.
You eat first and then leave.
Correct. But by that time, honey, Rodney had invited the whole neighborhood and all of Chicago over to their house.
Yep. Now, have you ever had, well, your kids is kind of young to be inviting people over and y'all leaving them, so I guess that's not really an issue for you yet.
TV kids are always so, like, rebellious to me. Like, my mother was crazy. All y'all were crazy.
Yeah,
like, it wouldn't even occur to me to invite people. Like, my mother was so nuts.
You were scared that people would see what she was really like. Scare all the kids in the neighborhood.
Come back like Freddy Krueger and kill everybody. And for whatever reason, she had this one red London fall coat that she used to always have when somebody was cutting up. And she put it up.
What, she put on a red coat? Was she going to cut you or something? What was
pretty much. She had an alter ego that she called Other Girl. That's what she disciplined us with, right?
Get out of here.
So when she turned into Other Girl, she put that red London fall coat on to show up somewhere.
Oh, Lord. See, this is bad. Now, I've seen your mother cut up, but this is a different cut up.
Oh, no, this
is a different cut up that I'm used to.
Be a jail cut up.
Oh. Hey, now, when your Fobro was coming up, well, you know, because you were part of the crowd. Our house was always like the hang, because we always had food. We always had the house loaded. There were always games. And so it was kind of like a hub. I was just thinking about the parties that my son has thrown here at the house. And the last party, I mean, Whew, it was a throwdown. Anyway, I had been in Corona for 2 weeks, and I was going to drive home because he was having a big birthday party. I did not realize how big a birthday party. Of course, it was at my house. Girl, I walked up the walkway. There was like a mannequin with bike shorts and
Are you joking?
big numbers on the lawn and a bike sitting on the lawn. And then I went in the back and there was what are those things? The little igloo things that people are in. There was somebody in there doing read. Girl, it was like a hullabaloo at my house. And I'm thinking, I am so tired. I just want to go up to my room and go to bed.
Uh-oh.
Didn't happen.
No?
5 o'clock, I was partying my butt off. 5 a.m., girl. We partied so hard, we got tired of ourselves. My girlfriend got drunk and partied so hard, she forgot she was downstairs dancing. She was wondering where we were still upstairs on the porch.
You're such a cool mom.
Oh, my God, girl. It was insane.
Wow.
I've never seen anything
That
like
story took an unexpected turn. I thought you were going to say you came in there and cleaned house. No, but
I was like, I knew it was going on. I just didn't know how huge it was going to be.
Right.
DJ until 5 in the morning, girl, we were sweating and partying and drinking. And, it was a mess.
Right.
But we had a blast.
Nice.
And on the confidential, don't tell your faux bro this, but his friends like me better than him. Yes, child. They do love it. But anyway, we on the road with Yo Daddy.
Correct. To Sheboygan. What a great
name
for TV.
Sheboygan. And we made sure we said it several times. But of course, he's going to take a shortcut to Sheboygan.
Right.
You know, baby, I'm starting to wonder about Carl. You know, I mean, so far this season, most of what he touches just turns into a raging dumpster fire.
Kablooey.
Yeah, let's recap. Toaster, disaster.
Right.
Kitchen chair is now a footstool. Mother Winslow's bathroom, disaster on steroids. Your daddy kind of a misfit. A caring, loving misfit, but perhaps he shouldn't be in charge of anything.
That part. And then, of course, the car breaks down.
Halfway to Sheboygan. So it's decided that Carl's going to have to go and get help while we stay and wait in the car.
Right.
So they're sitting in the dark, freezing, and Rachel comes up with one of her stories about, the scary people that, she heard some article about people that, were walking in the woods at night and disappeared. Right. And there was some big, ugly, hairy people. And of course, at that point, Carl's face hits the window and I scream.
Correct.
He does look pretty bad. I love the way they made. I mean, it looked like he had really been out in the snow. His eyebrows.
Did they put real snow? I wonder what did they use?
No, girl, they didn't use
so
real snow. No, they usually use, and sometimes they use like ivory snowflakes.
Yeah.
That was around his eyes, so they may not have done that. But yeah, no, they couldn't put real snow because it would just melt.
Oh, right.
It
did. It looks so real, like the way that it settles on your mustache and your eyelashes.
It was in his mustache, on his eyebrows. They really did a great job.
Yeah. So back at the house.
What y'all doing at the house?
Eddie just still insists that Rodney's got to leave and then he needs to get out of there with all the people until he shows up with these two pretty girls. Now, one of the girls was actually Jamie's sister, Tyron.
That was Tyron?
Yes. In this episode, that was Tyron. And also the guy, the basketball guy who opens the door.
You mean the 40-year-old that comes to the party?
Correct. You know who that was?
Who was that?
Bentley Kyle Evans. He's actually went on to be a writer, producer, and showrunner for Martin.
Yep.
The Jamie Foxx Show, and many other shows. He has a current project, Millennials, on All Black.
All Black. So, bruh, I don't mean to be out of place or nothing, but I just want you to think about your start, where you started from. I'm just saying, Bentley. We're available. Available.
Right.
You never forget where you came from.
Yes.
We're just going to take all the credit for his career. It's so sick.
Right.
He'll never call us now.
Exactly.
But anyway, so, you know what tickled me? Your little friend that came in with the first stole or whatever.
Oh, yes. Ebony Smith. She was the best friend before Cherry.
Cherry. Right. Right.
Yes.
Right. But she was dressed down. I mean,
she must have been nice to Gina too. You and her had got all the good clothes.
She was coming to a soiree.
Yeah.
And walked in with attitude and just went on about her business.
That's
that
right.
cracked me up. and you have now turned Judy into a little junior criminal. She's following in your footsteps.
Right. She taking pictures and everything, honey.
Extorting people.
Listen, I won't tell nobody nothing if you give me my money.
If the price is right. This was a good show for her because she got a chance to show that little sass that she had.
And she delivered it, man.
Oh, man. She was mini Harriet, mini Laura all the way.
Yeah.
I mean, she had attitude and them braids going everywhere. All the braids she had going.
I'm so glad you said that because I was totally like, I really love that you can see the imprint of Jo Marie on on those girls.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so we got more people showing up at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And Rodney just lets them all in.
And don't you love it? Well, the janky music, which they obviously added, because, they always give you like a beat. Right. When you get started, they'll play a little music so you're not on 1 and 3, you're still on 2 and 4. Well, all the black people. But you know how they do that? And then they'll ease the music out. So, and you just keep acting like you're talking, but all you're doing is miming. And, so that whoever is talking can actually be heard. And then they sweeten it later in case anybody would know.
I hate that they did that because they don't always start out with a real song and then put another song in it. So it looked like none of us had rhythm.
Yeah, you end up on the 1 and 3 anyway because most of the people that are editing are white.
That matters, guys.
No offense.
So it is a full-on party at this point. Mm-hmm. So the house was a mess. And of course, before they can get it all together, the adults return.
On cue.
But did you notice in this episode, for the first time, we don't hear the violins that they always do as the conclusion?
The only thing we see is the back porch when the gravy boat goes through the window. Yeah, there's no teaching moment in this one.
Yeah.
And Harriet's a whole new character. He's a whole new character in this show. When she says, let's kill him. We're young. We can have more kids. I'm like, Harriet who? Where did they get this woman?
Right.
She is on one.
Yeah. But what I really did love is that Carl really has this like gentle parenting moment where he would just like, you know what? I'm too angry to deal with this. Now let's talk about it in the morning. Says no black parent ever in life.
Because it'll keep me up all night wanting to kill you.
In fact, they lure you to bed so they can wake you up in the middle of the night so you can get dealt with.
You sleep? Well, wake up. It's retribution time.
But I think that was really cool, too. Like, it was like a total different...
Yeah. It's like they switched characters.
Right.
For that moment,
Which
she was ready
cool,
to kill everybody, and he was like, "Calm down, Harriet. Now, we're a little too upset to deal with the children. Now, let's sleep on."
But really, I mean, I love that because it really showed the back and forth of how they made it work for themselves.
Yeah,
which is always a cool thing to watch.
For a dysfunctional family, we function really well as long as we're together. I mean, we mess up a lot.
Yeah.
But we function really well. And also one of the last moments was pretty funny. When Carl's all happy sitting on the couch, he's getting ready to read his newspaper or whatever, and we start hearing some humming coming out of the couch. What is it? Party of the year, Carl. Party of the year.
Do you know how many that should have been a tagline because I don't know how many people they repeated that line before they were doing Did I Do That?
Did I Do That? Yes.
Party of the year, Carl. My family still says that. When we have a big get together.
Oh. Well, who shows up on this episode and makes a name and a role for himself?
You know it.
Oh, my gosh. Shawn Harrison.
Before he
Waldo Heraldo Faldo.
I'm always so intrigued by actors who can take one line and really turn it into something.
I can't wait to find out how that came about.
Yeah.
We get to see Shawn Harrison
in a towel.
Guy in the towel. I love it. Who goes to somebody's house to party and goes in the bathroom and takes a shower and then comes out wrapped up in a towel? Oh my God. And you Eddie?
Something wrong with your water pressure.
Something wrong with your water pressure.
Oh my God.
He and Jaleel, man, props all day long. And the thing is Shawn is so well spoken, and I just love the range that he has. I just, like I said, props, because it is not easy to create a character that is so consistent and so intriguing and so fun,
Yeah.
And he really did that.
Magnesium supplements? You've mastered that. Now take it to the next level. Upgrade to Solar Ray Magnesium Glycinate from the #1 magnesium brand in health food stores. With a 50-year legacy of quality and trust, Solar Ray triple tests every raw ingredient for identity, purity, and potency. The result? Expertly chelated magnesium for powerful muscle, bone, and relaxation support that fits your daily stack. Shop Solar Ray Magnesium Glycinate on Amazon or solarray.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Support for the show comes from Public, the investing platform for those who take it seriously. On Public, you can build a multi-asset portfolio of stocks, bonds, options, crypto, and now generated assets, which allow you to turn any idea into an investable index with AI. It all starts with your prompt. From renewable energy companies with high free cash flow to semiconductor suppliers growing revenue over 20% year over year, you can literally type any prompt and put the AI to work. It screens thousands of stocks, builds a one-of-a-kind index, and lets you backtest it against the S&P 500. Then you can invest in a few clicks. Generated assets are like ETFs with infinite possibilities, completely customizable and based on your thesis, not someone else's. Go to public.com/podcast and earn an uncapped 1% bonus when you transfer your portfolio. That's public.com/podcast. Paid for by Public Investing. Brokerage services by Open to the Public Investing Inc. Member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services by Public Advisors LLC, SEC registered advisor. Generated assets is an interactive analysis tool. Output is for informational purposes only and is not an investment recommendation or advice. Complete disclosures available at public.com/disclosures.
New year, new you? Begin at loseweightnow.co and make this the year you finally feel in control. With Orderly Meds, access-proven GLP-1 tirzepatide starting as low as $149 a month. It's simple, doctor-guided, and delivered right to your home so you can finally focus on feeling healthier and more confident. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Hi, I'm Cindy Crawford, and I'm the founder of Meaningful Beauty. When Dr. Sabah and I decided to do a skincare line together, he said to me, "We are going to give women meaningful beauty." And I said, "That's exactly right. We want to give women meaningful beauty, which means each and every product is meaningful. It has a reason to exist. It's efficacious. You're going to get results. And then you just go out and live your life."
Meaningful Beauty. Confidence is beautiful. Learn more at meaningfulbeauty.com.
Now it's time for another Friends of the Family segment. And this week, we are so excited to welcome our brother, not our friend, our family, and one of the funniest actors on the show.
Yeah.
He only got his intro as Guy in the Towel this episode, but soon enough, he would be known as one of the most endearing regular characters on the show by the name of Waldo Heraldo Faldo. Please help Kelly and I welcome our family, our friend, our buddy, Shawn Harrison. Yes!
Yeah! What?
Kelly, don't you start.
Every time we go out, it's so crazy. I mean, Urkel was like a hysteria. But with Shawn, it's the same thing. When people see him, their eyes get big. What? They just go crazy. Shawn, am I lying, Shawn?
Kelly, you're exaggerating like you are prone to do.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Shawn, you are as recognizable damn near as Steve. Come on. And then he talks and they're like, wait a minute. What's wrong with his voice?
You know what's funny? During the heyday of the show, one time I was at Warehouse. Remember, we used to have the Warehouse?
Right.
Walking through the aisles with my friend, and this woman, she peeks around the corner, and she's like, "I knew that was you." I fell out laughing because we had seen the woman in passing, but apparently she had been eavesdropping the entire time. Me and my friend were in the store.
Well, you made the impression of life on that show. Because I kept watching the show and I was like, where's Shawn? I didn't remember how you came. When you came out of that room with that shower cap and that towel wrap, I fell out so good. And Shawn, you know how enamored I am with you and your voice and just the versatility of it and the range. The fact that you could do a character like Waldo and sound like you do in real life is just. Well, you know how I feel about you. I was acting like I was his agent. I was so on him. You need to be, you got the voice. I'm on one when it comes to him. But I want to ask you, how did you come up with that read?
It's funny. People ask that question.
Was it just the one line for the audition for this episode?
It was just the one line because I remember. Yes, it was because I remembered during the week they gave me a line, took a line away, gave me a line, and then took the line away. So I remember I was reading the pages on those days, and I'd be like, "Oh, I got an extra line," and then it was gone, and then it was back. So no, it was just that line. And this was my third audition for Family Matters. I had it. Yes. So like everybody who was in the same kind of age category, I auditioned for Eddie. So I showed up, did my audition for Eddie. Obviously, nothing came of it. At a later point, I was in the age range, so I auditioned for Steve Urkel.
Really?
So I show up. Yes.
This is news to us.
So obviously we know Eddie was a series regular, and then the Urkel character was a guest star character. And so this audition comes up, and I remember, I feel like this was like episode like 8 or 9 or something. It was fairly early on, I feel, in the season. And it was something like, I remember when we got it, even though I was young enough, it was co-star. So I knew the difference in the categories of the thing, right? So when I show up, I'm kind of like, okay, so show up, and at that time, remember, Lorimar had its own little kind of building at that on the lot right there, in front of the lot. So when you audition there, they had that long ass corridor, and so they would have all the actors there. So I remember showing up like, you gotta be kidding me. Why they got all these damn people here? So if I'm waiting, and at that time, we didn't have the luxury of getting our sides beforehand. You showed up early.
That's
get the sides. So you got there, 5-10 minutes early. Then you read through your sides. You figured out what you were going to do. You signed in, and you wait.
Sides are what?
Sides are a bit of an entire script. So they pull out some lines, a scene, something like that. That's what sides are. So I show up in my time, right? And then I'm looking, and then I saw that it was like 2 lines. I was like, oh, okay. So I go and I'm waiting. As I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, this is really taking a long time. But what started to happen was, because it was so quick, they were taking fools in there, in and out.
Wow.
So in addition to there being a long ass corridor, there was a long walk in the offices. In fact, I think it was where we used to do the table reads. It was that long ass walk. You had to walk all the way back to one of the back offices. I remember walking in the room, and it was like 5 motherfuckers in there. I was like, what the hell? Why got all these people in here? So I go in, and I didn't really have a thing in my head to answer your question. I just remember that the line was something wrong with your water pressure, right? Hey, you Eddie, something wrong with your water pressure. So I said, okay, I'm just going to sound like I'm a little bit pissed off about it. So that's how I went in the room, and I just did my, something wrong with your water pressure. And I remember them giggling, and I thought, this is so ridiculous. I can't believe they had me come all this way for this foolishness, right? So I go home, and I'm not thinking anything of it, right? Because again, I'd already auditioned for these 2 other characters. So I'm not thinking anything of this. And at that time, the agent that I had, when you book something, they would call and they would ring a bell. And so I got a call that night, and they rang the bell. Ding, 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 ding. And they say, you booked it. And I was like, okay. And so at that time, which is different than what they do now, although I was co-star on the show, I worked the entire week. I did a 5-day week, as opposed to what they do now with co-stars, which typically you just come in for maybe a block and shoot. On a block and shoot day. So I was there and got to see the entire process. And that's why I was able to, establish a little bit of a rapport with you guys that first time that I was on.
Right.
So,
but I mean, the voice, how did you, because as Shawn pissed off, you still wouldn't sound like Waldo.
Okay, so keep in mind, Telma, at that time, I was 15 or 16. So the voice that you are hearing now, I might have had remnants of it, but I'm still I'm not supposed to sound like this stage in my life. So I'm not comfortable speaking in my chest voice. So I'm talking more up in these ways. So what for you feels like, oh, he came up with an entirely different voice, was probably just more par for the course of who I was at that particular time in my life. And it's only as I've grown into now my 50s, but 30s is when I finally said, you know what, you got a bass voice. What the hell are you doing? Just talk down in your natural range.
Yeah.
But before then, it was something entirely different.
That is so crazy, because as that character developed, it was such a distinct voice. You could hear it before you started talking. I'm amazed.
This is what I always want to ask. We've had other people on the show. not anybody who's I think is a guest star yet. What was our set like? Because when you go to other sets have an energy,
vibe, yeah,
a vibe. What do you think it was like when you came for that particular episode? Do you remember?
Yeah, of course I do. It was a lot of fun. I was just so excited to be there. So the other guest stars of the week, because it was like maybe 5 or 6 guest stars. I don't know if you guys remember. One of the other guest stars that week was Bentley Kyle Evans.
Right. Yeah, we just talked about it.
Okay. So Bentley was there. Billy Williams was there. When we weren't working, they were in the stands. And so since I didn't have to do school, I'm up there with them just chit-chatting and hanging out and having a good time with these adults, right? And learning from them and hearing what's going on in their lives. So I thought that the attitudes and the energy of everybody was just very welcoming, and everybody seemed to be enjoying the experience of being there. But I could have just been wrapped up in my whole world because I was just excited to be working. Like, oh my God, this is great. I'm here. Ooh, ooh.
We were all happy to be working. And it was such a great set because Bob and Tom ran a great set.
Yeah, tight ship.
Kind of does start at the top.
Do you think this was the set, like your performance there, kind of like Jaleel, do you think that they were just so impressed with what came out through the taping that they remembered you for Waldo? How did that work out?
No, I actually don't think that's the case because from what I recall, and you guys will have to correct me on this, I believe the showrunner changed from season 1 to season 2. So this was season 1. Waldo came in season 2. So what happened is season 2 comes about and I get a call for an audition. And yeah, I get that's why I'm letting you know they didn't for me. So I get a call for an audition, and I'm thinking at that time though, Thelma and Kelly, I'm like, oh, they must remember me from season 9, right?
I always assume that. I always assume that.
No. So again, I believe even the casting had changed because now in season 2, I know for sure it's Paul Ventura that is casting in season 2. Okay. So at that time, as I said, I'm thinking like, oh, they must have remembered me and they're calling me back in. So I'm like, oh, that's really nice. So I go to the audition. And as I like to remind people, I showed up to read for the Willie character, the character that Lorenz Tate booked, not the Waldo character. So I show up, I do my read, I leave out, and I'm feeling good. I'm smiling like, oh, I feel good about my audition. And I'm walking down the hallway, and I'm about halfway down the hallway, and Paul has come into the hallway, and he goes, Shawn. And I turn around, and he goes, hey, let me talk to you for a second. I say, okay. So I come back to him and he says, hey, would you mind reading for another character? And I say, okay. Now I'm saying okay with a smile, but I'm immediately knowing if you're asking me to read for another character, I didn't get the character. So I'm kind of like,
one down in the gut.
I can't believe this. In my mind, I can't believe this shit. So I'm like, okay. So I go in and I grab the sides, and as I pick up the sides, I go into the hallway and I start to read the Waldo character. As I'm reading the character, I'm remembering that when I signed in, that there were black dudes that came to read and there were white dudes that came to read.
Oh.
And I'm like,
for Waldo?
Oh,
give me a second, Kelly.
That happens a lot.
So I was pretty clear that the black dudes, because of how they look, were showing up to read for the Willie character, and the white dudes were showing up to read for the Waldo character.
What?
So I'm like, this is the psychology. This is what's going on in my head. And I'm like, I can't believe this shit right here. I got to figure out what I got to do with this. Man, so I'm in the hallway and I'm reading this. I'm like, I got these damn white people in here reading this. I can't read. This is what's going on in my head, right? So I'm reading through the stuff and I'm like, okay. And I look up to myself and I'm like, I'll have no idea what to do. So at some point, probably like maybe 2 actors have gone in the room. Paul peeks his head out. He's like, Shawn, are you ready? I'm like, oh, 5 more minutes. I was like,
been there.
Right. So I say that because I have no clue what I'm about to do. And I'm like, okay, so I've killed enough time. I've cycled through all of my thoughts. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just go in here and get this over with, because obviously I'm not booking this part, right? So let me just go ahead, get this over with, and take my ass home. So he comes back out and I'm like, sure, let's go in, right? So I go in and I read for the character and they're laughing, right? Now, the way I'm interpreting this in my mind, be clear about this, I'm seeing them laugh and I'm looking and I'm like, these motherfuckers are laughing at me, right? I'm like, I can't believe this, right? Okay, so I'm like, we need some help. Get out of here. I said, let me get out of here. Let me get out of here, right? So I finished that read. I go home. And I'm like, I cannot believe this, right? So once again, same night, even though it was a later audition, I feel like it was like about six or so when I finished. Got the phone call from the agent. Bell ring, ding, 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 ding. You booked it. So I was like, yes. And then I said, wait a minute. Let it not book.
In his short voice.
I said, wait a minute. What character did I book? I was like, you booked Waldo. Yeah.
You didn't want to do that character?
Ellie, I was surprised because, again, my initial call was for the Willie character.
Yeah.
So, again, I knew in real time I didn't book that. When I went into the room, as I said, prior to going in, I was like, let me just get this over with. So when I walked in the room, I didn't really have anything in my head. Waldo kind of came about because I was throwing it away. Like, let me get through this so I can go home. That's why I always tell people the first line that came out of my mouth in the audition is probably the reason why I booked the part, but it was because I was throwing it away and I didn't care. So the line is scripted as, what are you going to do? But because I was basically, I don't give a fuck, I was like, what you going to do, Willie? That's how it came out of my mouth because I was like, let me just get this over with. And then I just sort of tracked with that attitude throughout the rest of the read. Again, they're laughing, and that's why, because I'm like, they laughing at me. Let me get the hell out of here. And I go home, and again, I book it. So then the part I'm like, oh, what the crap did I do? I got to go do this again.
No.
I got to go do this again. So yeah, that's the reason why when you say you didn't want to do it, it was like, oh, but what the crap did I do inside of that audition room? That's what I meant by
wow, that is amazing.
But the way that you answer that is totally how your mind works. You are like the most pensive, like thoughtful, like Henry Thoreau type, this intellectual person.
The exact opposite of Waldo.
Exactly.
You have to really let go of any self-consciousness or any, I mean, you just got to be in it. And I love the fact that you did it all the way. Just an amazing character. Do you have a favorite episode that you remember or anything that you like for your character more?
I don't know if it's that I liked it for my character, but I always say one of my favorite episodes was the murder mystery episode.
Yeah.
That is my favorite.
Is the one who killed Rachel Crawfish or
yes.
that one? Yeah, that was like a little mini play or a little mini movie.
Yeah. I love the fact that we all had a little something fun to do for our characters. So that's my favorite episode.
You and I talk about the show a lot. Why do you think that people were so in love with the show then and have, the audience has continued to grow over the years?
With us. It's been how many years now?
Close to 40 years now.
Wow.
Since 88.
I don't know, because I didn't gain an appreciation for the viewers or fans until we did the EW reunion shoot. After that is when I started to really sort of key in on what it is that people were saying, because they were asking for the reboot. And so when they were asking for the reboot, they started to say stuff like, oh, we don't have shows like this on air anymore that are family centric, that the entire family can watch together. So I think that a couple of things worked in the show's favor. I think the fact that it was a Black family, because we had just come out of Cosby, and I don't think that there was anything in between there. I feel like Family Matters was the stopgap, if you will, until a few other Black family situation comedies came on. I think that obviously Jaleel's character and the impossible romance of Steve chasing Laura was a great attraction and draw for a lot of people. The hijinks of that character, the slapstick comedy that developed over time for that show obviously kept a lot of younger people interested in the show. And because we had themes and messages with each episode, by and large, I think that those are the hooks that adults, parents, mentors, and older people loved about the show. Again, you had a grandma, you had a married couple, their kids, the kids' friends. That is the kind of family nucleus and community.
The sister, don't forget the sister and the baby.
I'm sorry, and the sister. And the sister.
I hadn't left yet.
We had We had a family unit that a lot of
really
people can
did.
relate to. They really can. So even if you don't have the family nucleus that looks like that, you had something that felt like that type of family. And I feel like that drew people in and it kept people connected to our show and our characters. And what I've discovered over time is once you invest a little bit into a character, you want to see the evolution of that character. And that keeps you coming back. So that's even why when a show gets a little too long, people say it's jump the shark. You still stay there because you're so invested. You kind of like, I don't want to walk away from it because of what it means to me. But at the same time, I don't like quite where it is. But so you hold on all the way to the end. So people were just invested in these characters and the relationships. Our show does not get the credit that it deserves for our on-screen chemistry.
Wow.
Our chemistry was so strong and so fantastic that I know we've all experienced this. They think that we really are related to each other.
Oh, yeah.
They are surprised when they're like, oh, when's the last time you've spoken or seen so-and-so? And you're like, oh, it's been a while. They're like, you ain't talked to so-and-so? Like,
right.
Hold on now. You do realize that was a job. Like they family, that was a job. We have moved on. Things are a little bit different. And
but
so
they don't, though.
They don't.
They don't. They still call me Aunt Rachel.
They do. And they still want us to be those characters as well. And so sometimes they're offended. I was talking to Cherry one time and the whole cussing thing. People were offended on my page that I cuss. And I'm thinking like, I'm grown.
I'm Shawn.
Right. I'm grown. I'm not that character. I'm not family friendly always in real life.
Right.
So people expect you to be these characters for the entirety of your life. They really, really, really do because
well, that happens.
To it. But anyhow.
Speaking of that, say we were to see Waldo in the 2020s. What do you think? Who do you think he would be now?
Honestly, I have no idea. Back when we did the reunion shoot, I thought that he would be married to Maxine. I figured he'd obviously be in the food space and doing something that's chef related, probably had a frozen food line or something along those lines. But as far as the evolution of how he would navigate the world, that I don't know. I was not responsible for the direction of the character. A lot of people ask questions like that. Stuff like my callback line, sup, cool, no problem, Bob. A lot of people think that I ad-libbed that stuff. I was like, no, it was scripted. They put it in the script one time, it worked, and then they brought it back a second time. It must have worked that second time. And so then it just became a regular thing for the character.
I was talking about on here also how good the writers and producers were at doing our characters. Can you talk a little bit about
what Kelly is talking about, guys, is that our showrunner, his name was Dave Decline. On tape days, we would have a network run through with cameras, and the writer producers would take notes, and then we would get notes before we would come back later in the evening and tape our show. Okay. So when we would go in for notes, we would start on page 1, basically, and go from page 1 all the way to the end of the script. And as our showrunner, Dave Decline, would give us the notes, he would act out our line reads as our characters to us. So he wouldn't just say, hey, I want that to be sweeter, or I want that to be such and such. He would deliver the line as the character to you. But the great thing about it was it left nothing for you to try to interpret, because I've had other situations where a director will give you a note and I think they think you understand what they're asking for you to do, and you really don't. And so then they have to come back again and give you a different note, and they're trying to find the verbiage to express the thought to you. And so since I come from this school with Dave Decline, I'm like, tell me what you want. Show me what you want. Like, I don't have time to sit here and try to make sure that we
figure
have
out
the
what's
same.
in your head.
Yeah, we may not have the same understanding of these rights.
Right.
I ain't got time for this, right?
That's funny.
So yeah, he was great at that.
Shawn is probably the most analytical person you'll probably ever meet ever in your life. You have a very specific way of breaking down characters better than any actor I've ever seen. How does that work for you?
Yeah, tell us. Let me get a pen.
Yeah.
You talking about how you chose to approach the Waldo character. It made me think of that, because you can look at something and totally know how to bring it life. What do you attribute that to?
Experiences that I've had. Basically what happened is, until I was maybe about 14, I never booked anything that was comedic. Everything that I ever, it was always episodic. The only sort of thing in between that is I did an episode of Punky Brewster. But even though I did that episode, I was never, in my mind, funny. It was just amusing what that character did. But as far as like doing line readings and pulling laughs and the types of things that we learn along the way, that really wasn't what it was for me. It was like I was trying to execute what I thought the character was, and it just worked out in my favor, and I got that job. So when I was, as I said, I think about 15, I had an audition.
Mhm.
And around this time is when I'm in a power struggle, if you will, with my mom, such that she wants to do what she's always done, which is to coach me for my auditions. And I don't like what it is that she's trying to get me to do. She probably was more right than me, but it's just, you get to an age in life where you just kind of want to do your thing. So at this particular audition that I go to, it's one of those things. And she's like, fine, do whatever hell you want to do. And so I work on the material, I go in, and this is the first time that I've experienced laughs in a room. The writer producers are laughing. And so this is so foreign to me, but I keep going through and I finish the audition, I leave, and I book that part. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's funny. So what happened is when I got on Family Matters, what I started to do was just pay attention and study what it is that people were doing. So I always say that I so much appreciate our camera crew on the show. The camera crew knew that my character was going to hit in a way that I didn't know. So I just remember one of the camera guys that came over, he was like, hey, you got a hold for laughs. I had never heard that expression before. And I was like, okay. So he said it to me a second time. He was like, you're going to have to hold for laughs. Again, I hear the words.
But you're not.
It's not computing.
Yeah.
We get to live tape night. And sure enough, we do the very first half of the scene and they stop the scene. And whoever was directing that week says to me, Shawn, you got to hold for laughs.
You're getting it from everywhere.
Right. And so I turn and I see the camera guy going,
told you.
Right. So experiences like that told me that I needed to understand what it is that I was doing. So learning the terminology, learning blocking, learning pulling a laugh. Like I quickly became aware that the reason that they were bringing Shawn back to do Waldo is because he was doing something that made people laugh. So that meant that every time I got my script, I had to say, ooh, do I understand how to try to make this funny? So to answer your question, Kelly, that's the reason why when I look at the script, I'm like, okay, set a person. Oh, this is who's the funny person. She's the funny person. And so I had to be keenly aware of sometimes it's going to be me. And then being able to watch Thelma, Jo Marie, Rosetta, and Reggie work and see what the professionalism and then the characterizations that they brought. I'm absorbing all of that stuff as I'm on set, as well as working not just with the adults on the show, because that's how we always framed you guys, working with my peers. You guys brought a level of funny and professionalism that helped me. I appreciated the fact that seemingly everyone got it immediately. We're setting Shawn up to be funny. There was no ego. It wasn't a butting of the heads. It was like, okay, let me get out of the way and figure out how I can facilitate this character who's supposed to be here to pull the laughs. Because sometimes you see people on the screen, you're like, oh, there's an internal conflict because this person wants to be funny and this person wants to be funny. I give Jaleel credit because Jaleel figured out a way to still pull his laugh in doing stuff with me, but not trying to
overshadow.
What it is that I do. Again, he was another one. He allowed the space for me to do what I did.
This is so good. This is like a little master class here. I hope you, but I love that because now the audience is getting to see such a different side of you and honestly get a little lesson. Right. I'm sure there's some actors out there that are like me, taking notes.
Right.
Taking notes.
Shawn, I also want to talk to you about this. Now, you were pretty young on the show when your mom passed.
Yeah, I was 17, I believe. So I wasn't prepared, but I knew that I needed to continue to do what I was doing because that's how I was raised. My mother raised me in such a way where I could handle certain things.
Had she been ill before? Or
no, it was not like a short-term illness or chronic anything. It was sudden.
Wow.
It was very sudden.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, thank you.
But then you got us.
You're stuck.
You know what's funny is I say that all the time. I'm like, yeah, I'm stuck with these people. Like,
You are. Because you know we're not going to leave you alone. We are not going to leave you alone. You'll be 80 and I'll be like 1 foot in the coffin. I'll still be like, Shawn, what you doing now? And speaking of now, what are you doing now, Shawn? What would you like to share with your loving audience? You don't have to tell us everything.
To be honest with you, my focus now is trying to put energy into transitioning into writing and directing.
And he's excellent.
That's where
I'm sure
my skill set is suited for. So that's where I'm focusing a lot of my energy. Also, so most people don't know that I have a college degree. I had planned on becoming a psychologist. So I have a BA in psychology.
Wow.
Yes. So wellness, there's something in the wellness space for me that I'm going to be going further into or deeper into as the time progresses.
Well, that voice will do it for me. I feel better already.
Yeah, speaking of that, like meditation, like I have a meditation channel that I'm going to be putting more emphasis on.
Sure, you are so interesting.
Exactly.
Love it, love it, love it. Well, Shawn, this has just been amazing.
Well, thank you guys for having me. The love I return back to both of you again. Thank you for receiving me so incredibly well when I was on the show and welcoming me into your hearts in real life. So I appreciate and love both of you.
And for all you voiceover people out there, you hear him. Get on that phone and call his agent. He is the voice.
So, and thank you guys, fans. Thank you. I never get an opportunity to say thank you. So thank you.
Well, I'm sure they are thanking you because you have made this such an enjoyable episode.
Everybody, that is it for today's episode. But we just want to say thank you for joining us. And we definitely want to say thank you to Shawn for spending some time with us, even though we talk to him all the time.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we're going to rewatch each episode of Family Matters week by week, so make sure to rewatch the show right along with us. You can catch it on Hulu and TBS and a bunch of other places.
Welcome to the Family with Telma and Kelly is a production of iHeart Podcasts and Audiation. It's hosted by me, Telma Hopkins.
And me, Kelly Williams.
Our executive producers are Sandy Smallins for Audiation, Adam Rip, J.D. Hopkins, who also happens to be my son and Kelly's faux bro, and Jonathan Strickland for iHeart Podcasts.
The show is produced by Telma and I, but our series producer is Ireland Meacham, and our theme song's lyrics were written by J.D. Hopkins and Adam Rip. The theme song was scored and mixed by Matt Noble, who's also our series mixer.
And we'd like to thank Nikki Etour and the entire iHeart Podcast team. Thank you.
Follow us on Instagram at Welcome to the Family Pod for behind-the-scenes photos and more bonus content.
And don't forget to leave us a voicemail at our website, thefamilymatterspod.com. We want to hear your thoughts and favorite memories of the show. And let us know if you need advice, because we're good for some bad advice. We might be able to help you with your own family matters.
And make sure to rate and review us wherever you're listening. We are so excited to have you guys along for the ride.
Yes, welcome to the family, y'all. And we'll see you next time. Welcome to the family.
Audiation.
Ready to feel healthy this year? Find everything you need at loseweightnow.co. Orderly Meds gives you access to proven GLP-1 medications at a lower cost, backed by real medical professionals. And yes, they ship in discreet, private packaging because it's nobody's business how you're improving yourself. And your journey deserves dignity, privacy, and confidence. Get started today at loseweightnow.co. Individual results may vary. Visit loseweightnow.co and get started today. That's loseweightnow.co.
Every year, people make the same fitness goal, train harder. But most fail because recovery gets ignored, especially connective tissue that muscles depend on to grow. Frog Fuel was developed by Navy SEALs and perfected by a Stanford-trained scientist, delivering 15 grams of nanohydrolyzed collagen protein that digests in just 15 minutes. It's science-backed and ready to drink. No mixing, no sugar, no junk. This year, don't just train harder, recover smarter. Go to frogfuel.com. That's frogfuel.com. Stay unbreakable.
Janice Torres here.
And I'm Austin Hankwitz. We host the podcast Mind the Business Small Business Success Stories, produced by Ruby Studio in partnership with Intuit QuickBooks.
We're back for season 4 to talk to some incredible small business owners.
The big thing about working in tech is that it's ever evolving, ever changing. Everyone's a rookie. That's how fast the industry is changing. So what I'm really excited about is to be part of that change.
So listen on the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.
Sometimes all we want is more of the same, like another round of golf played from a channel with 24/7 coverage, another look at the garden, and the deer as they pick their way through it, another Taco Tuesday, followed by a whatever's in the fridge Wednesday. And to get more of the same, all we need is a little help. With adaptable care plans from qualified, compassionate caregivers matched to your family's needs, Home Instead can help you and your passions stay home, no matter what's on your horizon. Visit Home Instead online for a better what's next.
This is an iHeart podcast. Guaranteed Human.